MIDI Editing 1. So what we're going to talk about now is some of the basic ways of editing and manipulating the recorded MIDI that we've already put in here. So this is the off-tempo section that we recorded in the last movie, and we're going to look through some of these tools here and some of the things that we can do in editing this MIDI information. So first of all, with the selector tool, we can take and move this note around, change the pitch. We can also, if we get towards the end or the beginning of the note, we can trim the region, make it longer or shorter. And we can also select multiple notes and move them all at the same time if we want. Move them down, move them around. Anything we want to, we can really manipulate and move. Now, we also have the velocity tool. So with the velocity tool, we can click on a note, and it will also show us that level of velocity. So right now we're at 111. We can see what 127, which is the top, that sounds like, and we can go really soft. 29. And notice how, like I said before, the colors change, which is kind of a cool feature in Logic, so it helps us to visualize what those velocities are. It also gives us some of the other information on the note under there. Now if we grab a section of notes, we can take that velocity tool and adjust all of them together. And the limitation of this is it'll only go until one of these reaches 127, and then we can't go any higher. So that's somewhat of a limitation there. Okay, so now we have some other tools. In addition, we can mute the notes. So now none of those notes will be played. We'll undo that. We can erase notes individually if we want to. Undo that. And we can also do some similar things. If we go to the event list, we can edit the MIDI in here. Click on a note that's going to play for us. And if we double click on a value, we can change that. We can even change the note. So now we've changed it up an octave there. So we can do similar kind of really tweaky editing in the event list, similar to the matrix editor, but we can really tweak stuff, to a very specific degree in the event list. That's a little bit more difficult to do in the matrix editor. But all the same things are happening. When we change a note in the matrix editor, then in the event list, those values are being changed as well. It's just a little bit more graphical way of seeing it in the matrix editor. But the same things are occurring in the event list. And finally, there is the score. And this is another way that MIDI can be edited. And we can simply go in here, grab different tools. We can erase notes. And move notes around, change the velocities, and do a lot of things. And this is a great feature in Logic, and a bunch of other programs have these score editors, and you can actually print out your music and make it look all nice and fancy and stuff. But it's also another way that we can edit our MIDI information. The same thing, it's just another visual representation of the information. So just like editing it in the matrix editor or the event list, we can do it in the score, and those edits will represent themselves, reflect themselves in the event list and the matrix editor as well. So those are some of the ways that we can edit our MIDI information and make it more what we want it to be.